boom, boom, boom. Hello, Bardis here, and welcome to my review of Knee Deep on the PS4. The game is an interactive story, much in the vein of the Telltale game. But there's no controlling or moving your character about here. You simply choose the voice options, and occasionally which direction they'll head in next, with a puzzle thrown in here and there. It is set in the style of a 3-act play, and you're an audience member who takes control of what goes on in the play.
You can lose friends, respect, and the moral high ground. Can't lose the game.
So your game will never end.
You're the star.
There'll never be a game over until you reach its natural conclusion, the finale of Act 3. There is a lot of "he didn't like that, she'll remember that" of bullshit at the top of the screen when you make choices. But your game will never outright end if you make a bad choice. The game starts with the death of Tag Kern, a B-grade movie star who hangs himself from the water tower of a small little shit town in shitty
by a janitor at Chief Roadside's Wonderland. It's a horrible job on the best of them.
During the course of this game, you play 3 main protagonists, the first being the young, cocky, quirky, hipster blogger, Ramona Teague. She's always on hand with a quirky audio option for you to choose. And boy is she quirky. The second is Jack Bettle. He's a gruffled old newspaper reporter, also around to get the scoop of the Tag Kern death, but he uncovers a secondary report to make, and his fucking newspaper editor doesn't want him doing shit about it. And lastly, it's the suicidal private eye, Casey Gaddis. He's hired by movie execs to fucking check out insurance claims for their dead fucking star. How depressing is that shit? And he is literally suicidal. That's how you get introduced to him. And that's why he has this fucking grey colour palette through the start of his story. I hope it is, otherwise there's fucked up colour palette at the start of fucking Act 1. At the end of your initial interactions with each of these characters, you get sent forward 2 days in the future to these interactions with the feds, interrogating you on what happened over the course of the last 2 days, and you don't know, and they're asking you questions, and it leads to crazy hijinks answers. The other way the game breaks up monotony is through these puzzles. These puzzles are average at best. These puzzles are here to break up the monotony, but you end up doing them like a robot, just to get to the next thing. So here are a few of the things I thought the game could have done better. Firstly, Act 1. It's weighed down by much needed exposition, but it really wore me out. It could have been because I was playing the game late at night and I was a little bit tired, but I just felt like I was treading water as the 3 different characters came across the same pieces of information with minor differences. and you introduce them and you hear all their backstory, and although it was all pertinent information, it did feel a bit slow compared to Acts 2 and 3, which ramped up nicely, and I guess that's just why people don't like Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, as much as they like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Cue angry nerds. Just kidding. Cue many angry nerds. Another thing which kind of rubbed me the wrong way was this game encountered the Fallout 4 problem of the answers that were written down at the bottom weren't the actual text responses of what you would say, but rather an indication of what they would be, and sometimes that indication was a bit too vague for me. I wasn't really sure what my character would come out and say. Well, they addressed this problem by usually having a cautious option and an angry option, and then like your character's defining option, whereby the girl's option would be quirky and she'd say fucking weird shit, and the two guys would be ruffled and angry, both of them, because one's suicidal and one's going through a divorce. But it wasn't always an exact indication of what you'd say, and it sort of left me looking at options like, I would think I want to pick this one, but I don't really know, and that sort of took away from the gaming experience. And another small thing was how your characters react to death, and by they don't at all, really. They're just like, eh. And it could have been due to the animation style, but it made it like a real uncanny valley type experience, where they just sort of like, death, who cares? But those are really minor things, and they didn't detract too much from the overall game experience which I had. And the overall experience I had was that I enjoyed my time with this story. Through its style, it really narrowed the focus onto the story. Another thing I enjoyed was that the game lets you pick your character's backstory to some degree. Not too specifically, but just the odd detail of your character's backstory. Each backstory is set in stone, but a couple of the details you get to pick, and it affects the way people talk to you. I found that interesting. The game has a lot of pop culture references and digs at Scientology and casual racism in America, and has a strong political theme running through it, but sort of in the background, like if you were just playing the game for fun, you'd just ignore it as part of a wacky story. The game took roughly 3.5 to 4 hours to complete, and overall I would recommend it to anyone who's looking for a strong story-based game. This one is as good as any. Well, that's my review for Needy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to do more of these. Keep watching. Thank you.